अत्र एतैः आचार्यैः केभ्यश्चित् ग्रन्थेभ्यः पद्यानि उदाहृतानि याञ्च पूर्वम् अश्रुतान्येव। पूर्वमपि ये वक्तारः आसन्, प्रसाद गोखले महाशयाः अथ च दिनेश महाशयाः ये उक्तवन्तः, ते च केभ्यश्चित् ग्रन्थेभ्यः श्रुतपूर्वेभ्यः बहु पद्यान् उदाहृतवन्तः। तेन अहं नितरां सन्तुष्टः आसम्। प्रकृतेऽस्मिन् भाषणे सद्यः एकं पद्यं मया श्रुतम्। एते उक्तवन्तः कुर्यात् मार्गान् पार्श्वगर्तान् निर्गमार्थं जलस्य च इति उक्तवन्तः। एतत् पद्यं खलु बृहत्संहितायाः वा? कुत्रत्यमिदं पद्यम्? नारदपुराणे वा? यत्र कुत्रापि भवतु, एतत् पद्यं विलोक्य English? Okay. So there is an interesting message here. It says when you are trying to design the city, you ensure that Shukraniti Grantha. The Shukraniti Grantha tells you that when you are trying to design the roads, ensure that the sideways are much lower than the path. Right? Why do you ensure? He says, Nirgamartham jalasya cha. Today also, Chennai city is like that. They will keep on raising the road level so that the water will flow into the house. This is such a terrible design that is being done today. Madness. I have been observing it several times. It will be 3 feet low. While designing, it would have been definitely at least 2 feet above. Now they have raised to 5 feet. Our house is also like that. So, Kuryan, Margan, Parshvagartan, they really follow today. So that is the smartness with which our cities are done. Okay, this is what I wanted to say. So even in IITs, they will keep on rising. What will happen? The platform will go down. Then you break the platform, then once again build on it. Don't you have mechanism to scrap what is there on the road? What is sustainability? Ete uktavantah smart city, sustainable city iti. Evam vartate asmakam chintanam ekameva lakshyam yavat dhanam arjayitum shakyate tavat dhanam arjaya. Etadeva smartness adya vartate. Etat prathamatah sarvatha tyajyam. This has to go away. This is the most important thing. And I was very happy to listen to our Vamshi Krishna Ganapati when he was mentioning, hello, it is disturbing. Can you please?
If you want to talk anything, please leave the hall. Why don't you maintain disciplines?
Dhanyavadaha bhoho. See, when Dr. Vamshi Krishna Ganapati was making his opening remarks, I was also very impressed. He was trying to classify the knowledge. Ekantu taihi uktam pure science iti ekam bhavati. Dvitiyantu applied science iti bhavati. Tritiyantu social sciences iti uktavantaha. Chaturthantu moral values, ethical sciences iti uktavantaha. We can broadly classify. So ethical sciences, social sciences, so pure sciences, applied sciences iti. Etat sarvam vastutaha idanim asmabhi yadyat chintitam etaihi tatra Ayurveda grantebhyaha padyanyaphi udhritani bhavata ukta bhashane ekam adiramaniyam asit. Mitam vachyam amitam nyayam iti. See, you know, mitam vachyam amitam nyayam. Idani mitam nyayam amitam vachyam. Vaiparityam bhavati. This is all that is happening. You learn little and you keep on talking. See, we have a beautiful thing in Raghuvamsha, Satyaya Mitabhashinam. See, Tyagaya Sambhritarthanam. Bhavatapi Uktam. There is nothing wrong in earning more. But what for? Tyagaya Sambhritarthanam. Satyaya Mitabhashinam. Yashase Vijigishunam. Prajayai Grahamedhinam. All the four are gone. That is why he said social values and ethical values. Tyagaya Sambhritarthanam iti nasti. Sukha bhogaya ityeva vartate. Idanim danamiti yaha abhiprayaha sa sarvopi nashta eva. Asmakam pitamahaha matamahasya asan yaihi kinchideva arjitam yad arjitam tadapekshaya adhikam dattavantaha. Satyam kathayami. Rine asan. तादृशी भावना आसीत् अस्माकं कृते यावद् उपयोक्तव्यं तत् अत्यन्तम् अल्पं स्यात् परन्तु परहिताय यदि भवति तर्हि यावदपेक्षं देयम् इति तादृशी भावना आसीत् त्यागाय संभृतार्थानां द्वितीयं सत्याय मितभाषिणां यशसे विजिगीषूणां प्रजायै गृहमेधिनाम् इति प्रजायै गृहमेधिनां तदपि गतम् गृहमेधित्वं किमर्थम् इत्येव न ज्ञायते इदानीं गृहमेधित्वस्य तात्पर्यमेव नावगतम् प्रजायै गृहमेधिनां दीस् आर् दि कोर् वेल्यूस् दट् ही वास् ट्रैङ्ग् टु मेन्शन् इदानीम् एते विषयाः यावता अस्माभिः नावगम्यन्ते तावता समाजस्य कदापि समृद्धिः नैव भवेत् अतएव यतिः उक्तम् अप्लैड् सैन्स् मध्ये we may not have this mobile technology, we may not have this technology, we may not have invented this kind of a technology, but I can tell you that we have been able to design even auditoriums which will be able to reverberate and then keep the sound. See, in those days people were singing. There were certain beautiful auditoriums which were so well designed in those days. But we need to understand, and recently I'll tell you, so he was talking about Digdesha Kala Jnana. See, today all of us were so happy that on Ramanavami day we had this light falling on this Rama idol. I didn't understand what is so great about it. You have all the reflectors and you can project it on any day, anytime, anywhere. Any day, anytime, anywhere you can do with that device. But we have seen temples. Even today, just now 4 days back I visited Madurai and I made it a point to just see the temple. Such a perfectly built pond which is there for 400 years, absolutely the same way. Today every 4th year the step will fall down. Not there. In IIT I am telling you, I will not name the building. They have been doing repair, it goes down by 1 inch, there is a crack. Once again you do repair, once again it goes down. Once again, this is all some L&T technology, various technologies. So this is how it was done. So we need to understand, these Shastras are important, and whether it is possible to have or not possible to have is a second thing. But once there is a commitment that this is the goal that we need to keep, then everything is possible. See, we can give n number of reasons why it is not possible, but if the Lakshya is very clear, then I think things are possible. So that is where I think we should start with these core values, then the social values, so respecting each other, core values for the functioning of the society. Then we have social values, then comes, so this is how I think the whole society was structured. So this, I had a question to you. What is this Nandyavarta? Akaraha satyam, parantu katham shabdaha nishpadyate. Bhavatu, pashya, tatra sarvato bhadram iti vadanti. Sarvato bhadram iti tatra bahutra asya shabdasya prayogaha kriyate asmabhihi ganitepi sarvato bhadram iti uchyate. Sarvato bhadram is a magic square where you do all sides of things. It is a pan-diagonal magic square, is called Sarvato Bhadram. Okay. So these are all various interesting things are there that we need to study. Then this statement was also very interesting. Nagarasya sahasradi dvisasahasrantancha dandamanam syat. These are all, namaste. So these are all some very interesting things that we find in some of the ancient texts, and it is extremely important that we need to have a relook at them. And when you were mentioning, I was reminded of a very beautiful verse from this Charaka Samhita, I think. See this, we have a great scholar here. So it is a great pleasure to always listen to him. It is a torrential pour that comes. So this is all based on, there is a nice verse in Charaka Samhita. Tatra ekam padyam asti. Ekam shastra madhiyanaha navidyat shastra nischayam tasmad bahushrutaha shastram vijaniyat chikitsakaha. Iti vartate. तत्र चिकित्सकः इत्युक्तौ यः कोऽपि चिकित्सकः सैकालजी वा भवतु अन्यो वा भवतु इदानीं तत्र अध्यापकापेक्षया को वा अन्यः चिकित्सकः स्यात्. चिकित्सा इत्युक्तौ न केवलं शरीरस्य रोगस्य मानसिकरोगस्य या चिकित्सा भवति सैव चिकित्सा वस्तुतः. अतः तत्र एकं शास्त्रमधीयानः. By learning one particular subject in a particular domain, people think that they are great scholars. Tatra vadanti na vidyat shastra nischayam tasmat kim karyam bahushrutaha. Bahushrutaha ityukto bahun granthan padhati. Tatra shrutaha iti kutaha prayuktaha ityukto kevalam shravanamatrena te vidyang grahitavantaha puratana kale. अद्यत्वे केवलं मोबैल् एव अस्ति तावदेव. वेदपाठिनः अपि अद्यत्वे मोबैल् स्थापयित्वा कुर्वन्ति. एते प्रवचनकर्तारः अनवरतं 10 घण्टा वा भवतु 15 घण्टा वा भवतु प्रवचनं कर्तुं प्रभवन्ति. सर्वम् अत्र वर्तते. या शक्तिः भगवता दत्ता. तत्र भवता एकं पद्यं प्रयुक्तं खलु, या देवी सर्वभूतेषु इति. वाग्रूपेण संस्थिता इति न भवति. तत्र छन्दोभङ्गः अपि भवति. वाचो रूपेण संस्थिता इति वा वक्तव्यं भवति. तत्र वस्तुतः अस्ति वा न वा इति न जाने, परन्तु नास्ति खलु, मूले नास्ति. यदि अस्माभिः कल्प्यते तर्हि वाचो रूपेण संस्थिता इति वक्तव्यं भवति. भवता उक्ते पद्ये पुरस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरे इति प्रयुक्तमस्ति. तत्र अक्षरस्य न्यूनता भवति, छन्दोभङ्गः भवति. अतः द्रष्टव्यम्. अहम् एतदर्थं वदामि, तत्र बृहत्संहितायाः भवता उद्धृतमस्ति. भवता अपि तत्र दकार्गलाध्यायः इति उक्तम्. अहं सद्यः वदामि, कश्चन प्रतिष्ठितः वैयाकरणः मया नियुक्तः. कुत्र नियुक्तः इत्युक्तौ बृहत्संहितायाः मुद्रितस्य ग्रन्थस्य पुनर्मुद्रणार्थं परिशोधनार्थं नियुक्तः. तत्र प्रायः वत्सरमेकम् अधीतम्. मुद्रितस्य ग्रन्थस्य पुनः संशोधनपूर्वकं पुनर्मुद्रणं कार्यम् इत्यस्मिन् कर्मणि नियुक्तः अयं पण्डितः एकवत्सरपर्यन्तम् इदानीं कर्म कुर्वन् अस्ति. So this is one of the better editions that we have of the commentary, but we need to fix so many errors there. See, what happens is when we try to print editions today, there is a great hurry. They want to just bring out something just for the sake of bringing out, so that their credentials are counted and they want to just have some publication. So as a result, not necessarily in those days, I'm saying, see, in those days there were various issues. Today we have so much of facility to just quickly refer to something and then immediately fix something. But this facility was not available for those scholars in those days, and they were also in compulsion. See, we need to understand that this authority says that you have to bring this edition within 2 months, within 3 months. They may have to sometimes do that. That is how I would say. There is a problem. But you have absolutely marvelous editions also in those days. But some of the editions are like this. The reason I am saying is, when we want to study the science which is ingrained in some of these ancient texts, we need to first of all have beautiful editions of these books. That itself is one of the important tasks that we need to undertake. At some point of time, they had published something, and whether it is Sangeeta Ratnakara, whether it is some other text, whether it is Brihat Samhita, take Aryabhatiya Bhashyam, even Meghaduta's commentary, we find several errors. So we should just bring out flawless editions of these books first. This is one of the most important things that we need to undertake under a university project. Absolutely marvelous edition. These are texts which have eternal value. Eternal value. Even if you take Meghaduta, you will find hundreds of Upadeshas there. Kamartha hi prakritikripana chetana chetaneshu. So many things, Arthantaranyasa he brings in. So these amazing works of great poets as well as our scientists have to be first of all brought. And I'm saying this because I'm saying this in comparison with what I was trying to quote from this Ekam Shastra Madhiyanaha Navidyat Shastra Nishchayam. This is because if you take just this Brihat Samhita alone, you find several disciplines pouring into it. So an expertise in one domain will not help in trying to bring those. So they were scholars of several disciplines, and therefore they have been able to compile all those knowledge. Unless you are a domain expert in those different disciplines, you will not be able to do that. Therefore, a team of people have to be engaged and you have to consult them. There is no other option. It has mathematics, it has astronomy, it has Lakarakala Shastra, it has that Shastra, it has this Shastra, there are so many Vrikshayurveda, it has other Veda. So that is why these people insisted, Ekam Shastra Madhiyanaha Navidyat Shastra Nishchayam Tasmat Bahushrutaha Shastram Vijaniya Chikitsakaha. Then again it is stated, Swami, Shastram Guru Mukhodgirnam Adaya Upasya Cha Asakrit Yah Karma Kurute Vaidyaha Savaidya Anyetu Taskaraha. So this is how it is. See, Guru Mukhodgirnam itself is a problem. First, finding a good guru is a problem that we have to accept. See, Kaha Guruhu itukto adhigata tattvaha Sishya hitaya udyata satatam. Appadi solittu poitar. Nama Shankara Bhagavat Padar Prashnottara Ratna Malikile Ko Guruhun kelvi kettar. Badil enna Adhigata Tattvaha Sishya hitaya udyata satatam. Rendu qualification mein lepo. Adhigata Tattvaha. So the one who absolutely knows the essence of what he is trying to preach, that should be there. And the one who has a total commitment towards conveying this knowledge to his student, this also has to be there. And this total commitment not necessarily means only this intellectual capacity, it also means imparting by living the life. Drishtva bahujanati natu shrutva. So how he acts is what the child observes rather than more than what he hears. Ataha yat guru mukhodgirnam. So from such a guru we need to first of all gain knowledge. Having gained that, Adaya upasya cha asakrit. Rana shravanam mananam nididhyasam. Ellathukum vedum. Upasya cha asakrit yah karma kurute vaidyaha. Savaidyaha anyetu taskaraha. Now all that we do is, many of the teachers are only like that. It is a sophisticated taskara. Right? You have created a certain norms by which you can take the money. You are essentially a taskara without delivering. So yatatu bhavati. This is why I said these core values, you have to build on those values. See, when you teach our scriptures, when you teach this Niti Shastram in the right age, in the impressionable age, then these values naturally get into them. இப்போ எனக்கு சின்ன வயசுலலாம் எங்கள் அம்மா அங்கே போய் உபன்யாசம் கேளு சொல்லி அனுப்பிச்சுடுவா. So சாயந்தரம் வேலை ஏதோ 2 months at least in a year, you just listen to these values and these values are naturally imbibed by you. There is no other option. And now you just allow them to only play from the age 2. They just play with this mobile and somebody shoots, somebody does something, and this is what you just... It is such a tragedy that we have landed into. Kati samayaha idanim bhavatu bhoh vadantu panchanimeshu. Dasanimeshu bhavatu. So this is something which we need to understand. Now I move on to something else. I move on to one important problem that all of us have to think together. This has been disturbing me for some time. I have noted down a few more points, but I will leave that. So, since 10 minutes are there, at one point of time, one particular site really bothered me. Then I spent about 2 years, 2 to 3 years, doing some activity, which many don't know. This was at the cost of my own research in ancient sciences, astronomy, mathematics, etc. The site that disturbed me was तत्र वयं तु सर्वत्र पश्यामः बिहार प्रान्तात् यूपी प्रान्तात् अथवा मध्यप्रदेशात् कलकत्तातः बहवः कर्मकराः आयान्ति खलु सर्वत्र केरला वा भवतु कर्णाटका वा भवतु तमिळ्नाडु वा भवतु इतः एव तत्र कर्मकराः एतादृशभवननिर्माणार्थम् आयान्ति ते सकुटुम्बम् आयान्ति सर्वे तत्र कर्म कुर्वन्ति तैः सह कश्चन सम्पर्कः समजनि अतः ते महता प्रेम्णा आहूतवन्तः अस्मद्गृहम् आगच्छन्तु इति अहं च गतवान् उत्तरप्रदेशम् एतत्तु 12 वत्सरेभ्यः प्राक् एतत् तद्गृहं गतवान् तदानीं दृष्टवान् तत्र गृहे विद्युत् नास्ति किमपि नास्ति पुरातनकालवत् तत्र शरीरशुद्ध्यर्थमपि अन्यत्र गन्तव्यम् एवं रूपेण आसीत् स्थितिः 1 किलोमीटर् गत्वा एव तत्र इदानीं कार्यं भवनमपि नासीत् अहं तत्रैव स्थितवान् परन्तु दिनत्रयं स्थितवान् तत्र एकं दृष्टं मया यूपी बेल्ट् इट्स् अ ब्यूटिफुल् साइल अमेजिंग क्ले साइल द काइंड ऑफ क्वालिटी ब्रिक्स दैट यू कैन गेट इन यूपी you can never get anywhere. It will have 19 megapascal strength, compressive strength. So it is there. Tatra maya drishtam. And one day early morning I was just walking across and I could see families engaging in that is number one. Second thing that I saw was, you have this Gangetic plain. There is nothing in this world as beautiful as Gangetic plains in terms of the fertility as well as various other reasons. Such a long... Anyway, that only speaks of the greatness of civilization which we have not fully understood, comprehended. How we can have such a thing. And what struck me was, very early morning, I went a little later as the sun was about to rise. Then I asked people who were at work in the brick kilns with some small light. And I was asking, when do you come to the work? They said almost 3:34 we will come and start our work. And before it becomes noon, we will try to complete because it will become too hot, etc. And then I also asked them, how much are you paid? So they said some 700 rupees per family. Husband, wife, children, all of them are into the work. This is one aspect which was bothering. The second aspect that was bothering was, you see beautiful green fertile lands carrying this crop, and then there will be another huge patch which will be down because of excavating mud for the sake of brick. So what is happening? So we are actually losing a wonderful soil which is given to us by nature for the sake of something which is irretrievable loss. So this was second aspect which was really bothering. Then I started studying this phenomenon, how much of bricks etc. is being produced, and I'll just give you some data which all of us should keep in mind, and then we need to see what we can do. I'll tell you. So in fact, our Vamshi Krishna Kharapati started with the theme of pollution. I'll just tell you what is happening here. This we need to understand. And that is why, he was also talking about sustainable, etc. What is to be done is something which... I made a presentation in Indian Science Congress in 2015. Ease the earth with eco bricks. This was the topic. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the technology aspect of it, but the problem aspect I want to just share with you. See, in Kanpur alone, in that belt alone, 800 tons of coal is being burned in about 200 odd kilns. Okay, this is 40% of the kilns are blatantly violating PCB norms anyway. Those norms and 1 kg of coal releases 4 kgs of toxic gases. Just understand this. These are not things which are thought about. And we thought of using electricity as we like. Many of our fellows, see, there is another faculty from IIT BHU. Many of our fellows think that they are highly privileged people. They can leave the AC on, they can leave this on, they can leave this on, and they have been given this facility as if they are some other people from some other planet just because entering into IIT. So these are things which are happening in many places. So we need to, whether we are having electricity or transportation for that matter, you were saying. So the reason I am saying is, we mindlessly demolish various buildings. It may be 20 years old, but you can bribe people and you can demolish. What for? Only to have more space created illegally to have more money. Nothing more. There is a very serious problem which we all of us have to think about. So this is the kind of pollution. And the pollution, see, one is you are losing some fertile soil in the name of brick, and you have no other means by which you will be able to dump them safely. And wherever you dump, that soil is gone, nothing more can be done, and you can only raise. And what is the amount of fuel that is involved in transporting them, the raw material to the site and the waste material to the other way around? So this rubble generation should be avoided. Okay, this should be the first principle, core principle that we need to keep in mind. And any other thing, so we try to use, this is only namke vaste, reuse, reduce, blah, blah, blah. Just kevalam namamatram. Sahasranama parayana bhavati tatra sthapayanti tavadeva. Kimapi na kurvanti. Kimapi na kurvanti. So reduce is the first thing. Reuse, recycle, nobody cares for any of them. My mother keeps telling, "Ayyo, indha mari pandana, indha mari pandana." So this is what is happening. This is something which is let me just tell you some estimates. So what happens because of this? See, see 1 kg of coal, I said 4 kg of gases. So SO2, CO, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, all of them are coming in huge proportions. Okay, this is what we call as suspended particulate matter. Okay, we have devices to study, but we don't employ this device to reduce it. Okay, this is the problem. Now, this increases the ambient temperature, this itching ice increases, etc., etc. 3 to 5 tons of coal are burned to produce 30,000 bricks, which means 6 to 10 bricks cost almost 1 kg of coal. Just to produce 6 to 10, 1 kg of means 4 kg of gases are being thrown out. So this is something which we need to keep in mind as a data I wanted to tell you. And side effects are so large, etc. And this brick industry, erosion of top fertile soil, this is the most major problem. I'll just give you one data, 2.2 billion meter cube of clay. 2.2 billion meter cube of clay or silt is utilized in India per year. Okay, this is 7 years ago. Okay, so this amounts to almost 2,000 square meter of the surface land scooped out. Okay, so where is the sustainability, etc. we are talking about? I don't know. And very poor is another aspect. One other thing that we need to understand is demolition waste is one thing, and the construction waste is also another thing. So when you bring out material for construction, some is used, some is thrown. Where do you throw? So this has been estimated, the amount of solid waste generated in the country is 48 million tons per annum. Okay. So etat sarvam bhavati, aham etat sarvam edadartham uktavan yataha ete sustainable ityuktavantah atah kinchit etat vishaya asmabhi jnatavyam. Sustainability, aham ayat anyatapi vadami. So the kind of Eastern thinking and Western thinking, maybe 5-6 years ago, I was traveling in a flight within Europe from one place to the other place. There was some English newspaper I just picked up. So I have a clip of that. There, so in fact you were talking about Paris, right? So this Paris various conventions are being held, etc. This is the last point I want to make. This Paris convention, so this Paris only, I think there was a interesting news item in that. What is the news item? So the atmospheric pollution is very heavy, so we have to do something. What is to be done? I think the director of some institute, which I don't recall exactly, his recommendation was, you create huge industries. For what? For absorbing the air from the atmosphere and then releasing it back. Nyayate va? Asmabhi pradusyate tasya pariharah kaha ityuktau punah tadartham bahuni yantralayani asmabhi sthapaniyani yena vayuhu asmabhi nishkasyate punah tatra tejyate. It is like cutting on the branch and cutting this, right? Sitting on the branch and cutting it. Evam tesham chintanam bhavati. Ataha bharatiya chintanam idhi vartate. Tatra asmabhi avadhanam deyam. Tatra kimapi nasti iti bahudha bodhitaha santaha. Kadachit vayam durmarge pravrittaha. Idanim tasya pariharaha idanim chintaniyaha iti vishwasmin sarvasmin vishve tatra yete sarve idanim avagatavantaha iti kritva idam asmabhi yad ayojitam tat agre neyam iti bahuvaram Rani Sadashivamurtinah uktavantaha mahyam etattu bijabhutameva itah param asmabhi bahu kartavyam iti uktavantaha ataha tatra bija vapavat kechana vishayaha atra asmabhi shruyante tat agre netavyam iti etepi ghanapatinaha baddha shraddhaha vartante vayam sarvepi baddha shraddhaha parantu bahudha shrotavyam tatraiva vartate shramaha. किमपि कर्तव्यं तत्र किञ्चित् चिन्तितं भवता तत् अस्माभिः कल्पयितुं शक्यते. इदानीं झटिति वक्तव्यं चेत् तत्र बहुकालपर्यन्तं यत् तत्र एकं पदम् इदानीं झटिति अस्माभिः सम्पादयितुं न शक्यते. परन्तु कार्यं तत्र बहूनि पदानि यानि अस्माभिः अद्यत्वे उपयुज्यन्ते एवं तेषां पारिभाषिकरूपेण किञ्चित् तदर्थमपि कदाचित् समित्या उपविश्य कार्यं कर्तव्यं. तत्र एवं वर्तते. एवं तत्र बहूनि वृत्तान्तानि यानि तत्र विद्यन्ते तेभ्यः वृत्तान्तानाम् एतदेव प्रयोजनं भोः. तत्र भाष्यकारैः स्पष्टम् उद्घोषितम्. उपनिषत्सु वृत्तान्तस्य प्रयोजनं किम् इत्युक्तौ वृत्तान्ते नास्ति तात्पर्यं, परन्तु तस्मात् यत् ग्राह्यं तत् ग्राह्यं तावदेव इति उक्त्वा अवकाशं दत्तवद्भ्यः सर्वेभ्यः विशिष्य राणी सदाशिवमूर्ति महोदयेभ्यः मदीयान् धन्यवादान् प्रणामांश्च निवेद्य विरमामि. धन्यवादाः.